Hello, welcome to this month's Sales Tip, the Sales Tip for September 2016 here. Tim Royds here from Highclere, and as you know, we provide sales consultancy, sales training in the UK, internationally, focused purely on the B2B sector. I am to challenge a bit of thinking this month about influencing skills. There's a lot of discussion, we invest a lot of time to think about the challenges of speeding up the customer's purchasing process, because there's no doubt about it. Since the recession of 2008, and this is true globally, customers' purchasing processes have extended. They've slowed down. Very frustrating, isn't it? So we often think about how we can speed things up and how we can influence and speed things up. But I'm going to challenge you to think that speeding things up is not necessarily always the best way forward. Let me give you an example here. All of a sudden, you get an opportunity to pitch for a piece of business and you enter the purchasing process late. I mean, it could be, for example, you've got somebody who's worked with you before, a supporter, moved to another company who previously didn't like you, your company so much, and they've got you in right at the last minute. And you think, hey, happy days, we've got an opportunity. Let's bid for the business. Let's go for it. Let's put some numbers in. We might win this. And you try and rush things through. Now let's think about this. All of a sudden, you've entered the process late. What have you done to differentiate yourself from the competition? Probably nothing. And even if the influencers and decision makers are willing to consider you, if you begin to get through to right through to the final stages and you get into a negotiation and they don't think you're different to anybody else, you know, there's only one thing left that you've got to negotiate with then, and you know what that is? Price. And down comes price, and that has a devastating impact on margin and the organisation's profitability. So ironically, what I'm going to challenge you to think about is there are times when the most appropriate influencing strategy isn't to keep speeding things up, it's to slow things down, because you need time to do two things. Number one, you need to understand all the customer's needs and requirements, what they have now and what they're going to be in the future, because then you might find a way that your proposition is different, more attractive, and it's going to be a better proposition for the potential customer. Issue number two, you need time to make sure that they understand these things as well, because it's one thing you understanding them, it's another thing them understanding them. And if they don't understand them, as far as they're concerned, you're still going to be the same. They're going to be interested in only one thing to make you better, and that's price. You can't do that if everything's happening in a hurry. So the sales tip for this month is, yeah, absolutely, there's no doubt about it. Purchasing processes have slowed down, and very often we need to think about influencing strategies to speed things up, but not always. There are times when as salespeople, even if there is pressure on us to achieve targets and win the sale, the most appropriate influencing strategy is to slow things down, to give yourself time to differentiate, to make sure that the customer understands that you're different and superior, so that when it comes to the negotiation, you have value stacked in the bank and you've a lot more to negotiate with over and above price. Hope that makes sense. Look forward to seeing you next month.